Gandy.
Good morning to you, sir.
One lucky listener gets that call live on the air.
Yoshi Pryor.
And when you answer,
good morning,
you win cash instantly.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
From the Sports Jock's bank account to yours. It's the Sports Jock $1,000 wake-up call, Mondays at 9 a.m. Eastern on thesportsjock.com. And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. From the Sports Jock Show to the families and friends of the Malaysian Flight 17. What a tragedy. Shot down, 298 people aboard, a couple of young kids. Crazy world in which we're living in. That's all.
23 of those were Americans, and 100 of the 298 people on board that died were the leading experts on AIDS and HIV. They were on their way to a conference. And so 100 of the world's AIDS and HIV researchers and leaders, people searching for a cure, are now no longer on that team. So,
wow. And one of the girls used to be a rower at I want to say Indiana University or the University of Illinois. What do they call that? Road crew or whatever.
Crew. It's on crew.
So just sad story. Seems like these kind of tragedies are happening at least once a month.
Well,
somewhere.
And this one is a little bit different from your pilot error, mechanical malfunction.
Right.
This was a missile that hit a passenger plane, and if I were to comprise a top 10 list of things that could go wrong on a passenger plane, missile strike would be nowhere on the list. I wouldn't have that anywhere on my list.
Right.
And life is very random.
And this is 3-4 months after the other Malaysian flight disappeared. So.
And no one knows what happened to it. And now maybe we've got a clue of what may have happened.
Well, somebody we know will never be on a Malaysian airline because he only flies private. Is our man, Mr. Guy Rawlings. Good morning to you, Frosted Tips.
What's going on, man? I don't know about that private jet thing. I wish I was rolling like you, Big Wayne.
You know you're down there being a playboy, got one of them rich cowboy women taking care of you.
Some of that oil money.
Your teeth whiter, your tips are frosted. Somebody taking good care of you down there.
Look, you can see the women walking by in the background.
Good morning to you, Guy.
What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm actually in a Title boxing gym. I like to take the boxing classes here, so I try to stay in shape. I got my Wayne Gandy football T-shirt on.
I appreciate that.
How we do. This is how we get our sweat on down here in Dallas.
That's probably the only shirt you own that you can work out in. You can't work out in them collared shirts.
Well, I make sure I put this to use, man. It's a great shirt. Got the Wayne Gandy on it. Back when you were slim, in game shape. I'm just trying to get in game shape like you, brother.
Frosted Tips, you taking up boxing, you better leave them women that are in relationships alone. Trying to learn how to defend yourself. What you doing? Them dudes in Texas are serious about their ladies.
J.R. Ewing is not playing games, man.
No, you got that right. You got to be careful down here, bro. No, Big Kenny, you're right though. I don't mess around like that, man. You got to be careful down here, especially Texas. You can carry a gun anywhere here. I'm glad I haven't seen them in the boxing class yet, but yeah, Actually, y'all have the same
Yeah.
issue up in Georgia. You can carry guns anywhere.
Just passed that law, yeah.
Daycare center, just anywhere, just
Bar.
As long as you don't have a record.
I'm good at that.
I was about to say, which lets you know I'm not armed. You know.
Well, guys, what's going on in the sports world in Dallas? Training camps are right around the corner. What should we expect from your Cowboys?
That's the big thing going on right now. Training camp. The Cowboys report tomorrow out to Oxnard, California. The first practice is Thursday. They have like these workouts, fitness workouts, I guess, for the first couple days out there. So that's a big deal. We have a couple of representatives from our station, CBS 11, heading out to that. You know, I'm the low man on the totem pole, so somebody got to hold everybody up. So that would be me. But so I'll be here in the studio for the next month. But I'm just blessed to have a job these days. But yeah, that's the big deal. You know, they went 8-8 for 3 straight seasons. They're just the masters of mediocrity, talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And I remember back when I was with y'all, we coined the phrase Romo. You know, it's like stealing defeat out of the jaws of victory. They have mastered that feat, so hopefully they can figure that out. Romo coming off of 2 back surgeries, not sure what he's going to be like heading into the season, heading into training camp. They have one of the best offensive lines in the league, though. They have 3 first-round picks over the last 4 seasons for this offensive line. So hopefully they'll commit to running the ball this year with DeMarco Murray, and we'll see. Maybe they can protect Tony Romo, keep him off his back.
I was just going to ask you, who is backing up Romo at this point?
Well, right now it's Brandon Weeden, and they got him from Cleveland. He was terrible in Cleveland.
Yes, he was. That's why I was asking, who did y'all have backing up? 'Cause you got rid of Kyle Orton.
They had Kyle
It's freezing up on us. He's on Skype.
In the league, he's like
there we
making
go.
$10.5 million over 3 years. He had like a $3 million signing bonus that he owed the team because he wasn't showing up in the preseason. He decided, you know, I'm not coming back. So they cut him, which actually saves him $3 million. But you know, they just got to move on.
Well, switching gears and moving on to the Mavericks. Mark Cuban, he's been making a lot of moves. 36 years old, Dirk Nowitzki is. You think you give a 36-year-old like $35 million? That's a lot of money for an old player.
Yeah, but he could have gotten paid a lot more. He actually took the home team discount so that they can bring in other players from other free agents. And they got Chandler Parsons from Houston. He was one of 4 or 5 players that averaged like, you know, double-digit points, 4 or 5 rebounds, and I want to say 10 assists. And it's guys like LeBron James were making those numbers. So, you know, this kid Parsons out of Florida could come and help the team quite a bit. So, we'll see how that goes.
What combination was that right there? what combination was that? 1, 2, 3?
You know that, Chomp.
That's supposed to be the Gator.
There is no fear in that for me.
He doesn't recognize that. He stay fly over here, baby.
We'll finish with the Mavs. You said Parson Chandler. You picked up Tyson Chandler from the Knicks as well. Brought him back.
Exactly. That was their big problem last year. They didn't really have a big defensive presence, somebody that can, you know, defend the rim, protect the rim, and turn around shots. Guys were just driving past the perimeter and taking it to the hole all the time last year. They did pretty well in the playoffs. They took San Antonio all the way to a Game 7, and then they got knocked out of the playoffs last year. But, you know, they had no perimeter defense, and they just couldn't stop anybody at the rim. Tyson Chandler really should help that out.
Guy, back to Dallas real quick. I saw a video not long ago of Tony Romo who's had a couple of back surgeries, as you mentioned earlier, playing soccer with his intramural soccer league, if he's supposed to be so injured, is that going to be a point of disagreement between he and the Cowboys, or is that something that they just write off as him getting in condition for the season?
Yeah, that was a big news story when that video came out here. I guess in the end it just became Romo being Romo. He's an athlete. He wants to do athletic things. He has quit playing golf. They think that the torque that you put on your spine playing golf may have contributed to some of his injuries. He played a lot of golf over the years, over his football.
And he's a pretty good golfer, too.
Yeah, he's a good golfer. So
yeah, but he don't get paid to golf. Why don't you put some of that energy into quarterbacking, Tony?
Yeah, so that became a news story here, but I guess the thing is, when you do things like soccer or softball or these other sports that you think are non-contact, there's always some clown on the other team that's like, yo, I took down Tony Romo, or I'm going to hit Tony Romo. It's like, dude, you're sliding in the third. Why are you trying to run over the third baseman?
No, that's not challenging to hit Tony Romo. You don't get any points for that. It's like, man, you hit Tony Romo.
Everybody hits Tony Romo, huh?
Well, guys, thank you for calling in, man. We'll let you get back to your 2-minute rounds. There you go. Punching like Romo. Thank you, Mr. Guy Rawlins, for
always,
calling
Sam,
in.
always.
All right, talk to you soon. Frosted Tips are in effect. I heard his little girlfriend in the background laughing. I know he got a woman in there. He don't do anything without women.
Without females, yeah. He is.
Valentina's got, he got a boyfriend. Ali too.
I can look.
Guy Rawlings, Dallas Cowboys training camp out in California. Football season is back, people. It is back, and I know you are getting happy, getting the beer cold right now. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
Watch and listen to the Sports Jock Show on ArmadaFM.com and PSN247.com, and always at thesportsjock.com, home of the $1,000 wake-up call.
More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy coming up next.
It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plotto and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad O'Clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877